My name is Natalia, and I actually have keratoconus, and I wanted to come here and do a video for you guys because I just got a cornea transplant March 4th. It was almost about 3 weeks ago, and before I got my surgery, I already knew that I had to get it, but I didn't know how quick I had to get it or how soon I was going to be getting it. I went on YouTube and I looked up videos, and I thought they were really helpful and stuff, so I wanted to come here and do a video to tell you guys my experience. But first I want to go ahead and, this is the eye that I got done. You can kind of see the sutures. It's a little watery right now because I just put drops. So I have to put lubricating drops about every hour. And then, but first I wanted to, start from the beginning. I got diagnosed with keratoconus, I want to say I'm 25 now, and I think it was before my 21st birthday. So like when I was 20, I went to the doctor because I just noticed my vision just changing like drastically. And I went to the doctor, and she said, you have keratoconus. And she sent me to a specialist, and then they told me, you're gonna have to get a transplant in about, your keratoconus is very advanced. You're gonna have to get a transplant in about 3 to 4 years, tops. And I was just like, you're crazy. Like, that's not, I had like the perfect vision. Like, that's not happening to me. I was in denial, but so I was getting lenses to try to prevent the transplant. But the lenses did a lot of damage to my cornea. It wasn't just from it deteriorating already, but I had like the hard lens, but they were really, really small lenses, and they would actually come out, like pop out all the time. They would move, and every time that would happen, that would scratch my eye. And it was a few times, like when they would pop out, it would like literally, like, I felt like, it would cut me. They were so painful until, so much damage it had done. One day I woke up, it was like, I want to say about 8 months ago, like July 2014. I woke up and I had like this cloud over my eye, and I couldn't see from it. On my right eye, and I couldn't see. I was, I had like a panic moment. I thought I was blind, and I was like, what, I was fine yesterday, why all of a sudden do I have this? And I guess it just had to do with like the cornea being so damaged, I guess. It got worse. It got into like a big, huge, like, blister. I had like a bubble in my right eye, and like my whole eye was like blue, grayish color. And I just couldn't see. It was painful. My eye was red. It was watering. I had to use like an ointment. The doctor said it would go away in about, 1 to 3 months. And if usually, like, it leaves a tiny scar sometimes, or, sometimes it goes away completely. But I had like a big scar, and I couldn't see out of it. And so I went to like a new doctor, and she prescribed me with new lenses. But the lenses didn't help. So she referred me to like an eye institute, and I went there, and my consultation was February 11th. And from there, the doctor, like, as soon as she walked in, she looked at me and she's like, you have keratoconus. I can see it in your eyes. And she's like, I can see the cloud. And she's like, yeah, you definitely need the transplant on both eyes. But right now we're going to do the right eye because it's the one, that I couldn't see out of. So from there, she was just like, okay, you're scheduled. We can schedule you as early as March 4th. And I was like, March 4th? Like, that's like in 2 weeks. But my mom was just like, my mom went with me, and she was just like, yes, like, she needs it. We want her to get it done. And so that day came so fast. That day, I remember, I woke up and I got ready, and I was just already shaking and scared. And we got to the hospital, and I was so scared. I want no one to talk to me. And either way, even if I looked at YouTube videos, when you're at that moment, you're still scared, and so many things go through your mind and stuff. And I remember them calling my name to go to the pre-op section where they prep you. And I remember as soon as I walked in, I can see like people like laying down, and I just started crying. Like, I was that scared. I just started crying there, like before they even did anything to me, and I was crying because, it's just a scary thing you have to go through it. And right away they called my mom in, and my boyfriend, who had to go to school, so I wanted him to be there too, but him not being there, and then it was just, I was a wreck. So my mom went in. I'm scared of needles, so I was terrified of the IV and stuff. My blood pressure was really high until they had me calm down. They put the IV. It didn't hurt like it didn't hurt at all. So I was just kind of like, okay, I'm over exaggerating here, but the surgery was still in my mind. Like, oh my God, like I had so many mixed feelings. I was excited. I was nervous. I was just, I don't know. I was just so many things going through my mind. And, what helped a lot is my doctor. She kept coming out, her breaks or whatever, kept coming out to see how we were doing. There was one patient in front of me, and then it was me. And she comes out and she tells me, the patient in front of you just has to get like cataracts removal. It's a quick surgery and then you'll be in. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm going to be in right away. But, her coming out and talking to me and, answering questions and trying to keep me calm helped me a lot. And another cool thing was that my doctor, the one that referred me to her, she's also like in the eye institute, but she doesn't do like the surgery, so it was more like she does eye exams and gives glasses and stuff like that. She was there. She was going to be shadowing, and she was going to be shadowing my surgery. And I remember the doctor was like, look who I have. But since I couldn't see, I was like, I don't know who it is. And she's like, hi, it's Dr. Miller, and that was pretty cool. So, is this something like we can connect? Like, when I have to go back to get my contact lenses, it's something that we can talk about it, which is really cool. Or she can be like, I saw one of my patients go through a transplant. It's just an awesome thing. And so, yeah, and then I remember I go into the laser room. For the laser part, they didn't give me anything through the IV. It was all through like drops. They numbed my eye, but you don't feel a thing. I did not feel a thing. All I felt was like a little suction, and that was it. And then since it's an eye institute, the doctor called in the students, and I just remember her saying like, okay, everybody come in. And I was like, okay, I don't want to cry in front of all these people, but I was already kind of tearing up, but like I said, I didn't feel anything. She was explaining to them what she was doing, but I wasn't really paying attention to that. I was paying, because she was also counting down to me. So I was paying attention to more what her countdown was, like, okay, how soon am I going to get out of here? But it was really quick. It was like 45 seconds. You have 30 seconds. You have 10, it was just really fast. And, she was trying to keep me calm, because she knew before I went in, she saw that I was crying. She's like, oh, you don't have to cry. She's like, everything will be okay. And, when I was in there, she was just telling me like, you're doing great, Natalia, you're doing really good. And I remember they finished there and they took me into the operating room, which that's when they removed the old cornea and replaced it with the new one and just suture it up. So I remember they started connecting me, and then I went to sleep, because they have to put you to sleep for about a few minutes, because they have to inject the eye just to numb it. And when they did that, I remember I woke up and I already saw the doctor was like stitching me up. I can see like the tools and stuff. I started to feel a little bit, it wasn't painful at all. It was just kind of like the pressure, or you can feel like that they're doing something to you. And I started like moving around and like, kind of like moaning, because I was like, oh my God, like even though you're not feeling pain, but just feeling that, it's still scary. So from there, the doctor, they gave me more drops, and they finished me up. I can hear them talking, the whole time when I'm awake, because like I said, you're awake, and I can hear them talking. But the doctor was so good. She was just like, Natalia, you're doing great, hon. And she was really good doctor, and I really did like that she did that, because it just kept me calm. Because at one point when I was in there, I kind of felt like it was taking forever, and I started like kind of like I felt like my blood pressure was a little I don't know, like rising or something, because I heard like, or my heart started pumping because I wanted to get out of there. It was kind of like, okay, I want to get out, and I heard like the monitor kind of beeping a little faster. And then I was just, I calmed myself down. I was like, okay, you need to calm down. You're going to make things worse. Just calm down. And once I did everything, went really good. And from there, they just patched me up. Um, I went into like a recovery room. I was only there for about 30 minutes. I was waiting for my family because they were really hungry. My appointment was early. It was at 8:45 in the morning, and they went out to go have lunch while they were waiting for me. And when they came back, uh, I was there. I was already dressed. I had no pain, and the doctor tells you shouldn't have any pain. You will have like discomfort, headache, or something like that, or maybe itching or something, but you shouldn't have no pain. And I've heard them say like, if there's pain, I guess there could be something wrong, I guess. I don't know, but everybody is different. I thought even though they said you shouldn't have any pain, I was like, I'm a big baby, I'm gonna have pain. I want painkillers, but they didn't give me any painkillers. All they gave me was drops for stuff, but I didn't use that the first day. All I used the first day was extra strength Tylenol. That's it. And then, like I said, it was just discomfort. It was not pain, it was just discomfort. I just wanted to have like my eyes shut, because if I had my left eye open, my right eye will move a little bit. My eye was closed, but it will still move, and that was causing the discomfort. So from there, the next day, I had to go to the doctor, and they were going to remove the patch already. I thought I was going to have a patch for a long time, but no, they removed the patch the next day because you have to start your drops. And right when they removed my patch, I was able to see better. I mean, I was able to see a lot better than what I was going in because I had that scar, but it was still good. Like, even the doctor was like, well, your vision has improved already. And that's exciting, even though I knew that I was going to have like this discomfort feeling for the next, few weeks or a few months or whatever. I don't know how long it was going to last. And I started my drops. My eye was really watery, so that's expected. It's really watery. I had like a little bit of a cloud. It's just like, I guess I say that's normal. It was swollen. It was red. I can insert pictures at the end, or I can just do, another video just showing pictures of all, because I've been taking pictures of it every day. I want to see the progress of it. And what is it called? I went for my post-op, my 1-week post-op, and my vision improved a little bit more. So it's just getting better and better, but it's not going to get any better until they start, well, it gets better, but it gets a lot better once they start taking off the sutures. But like I said, I didn't have any pain. It is scary. It's, so many things go through your mind, and like I said, I looked through videos and I never asked questions. I would just read like comments and stuff, and people would ask the questions I wanted to know. But if there's any other questions you need to know, any other videos you want me to do on it, just let me know, comment below, or you can email me, it's fine. But yeah, I just wanted to come here, and I hope it helped. Bye.